It's so great to be here. Legally, I do have to tell you that by the end of this talk, you'll all be lesbians. Congratulations, sir. Glad you're excited. No, I'm really excited to be here to talk about embracing personal diversity and how owning who I am was integral to taking my career and my life to the next level. We can start with race. You can probably tell by my complexion. I'm half Pakistani, half Swiss, obviously. And I grew up in a really white neighborhood, and there were no brown role models growing up, so I was embarrassed about my ethnicity. There were no Mindy Kalings or Russell Peters. There was just Apu from The Simpsons. So I didn't tell people where I was from. And my dad would blow my cover when he came to pick me up. That was devastating. He'd come in blaring the Bollywood Top 40, windows down, just, "Hey, I'm your father! Sabrina! Ooh! Ah!" All my white friends would be like, "Dude, where is your dad from?" I'd be like, "My dad." He's black. Yeah. It's a Jamaican accent. But that attitude changed after 9/11. There was this period after the tragedy where being racist was pretty much fair game. And I taught tennis at the time, and I remember this conversation between some of the kids. As they were picking up balls, there was this one girl telling the other kids, "Yeah, my mom told me it was the Packies that did it. They took down the towers, the Packies." And I was like, "Ooh, thank God I'm Puerto Rican." No, it clicked for me in that moment. It clicked for me that I had this opportunity to be proud of who I was. And just by doing that, I could educate people. I could change minds. And so I decided I was going to start doing stand-up when I was 16 years old. And I was making jokes from an honest place. And because I was unique, I got these opportunities so quickly. I got to open for Russell Peters. I got to fly to South Africa and do comedy there. I did TV shows. It would be really awkward if the rest of this TED Talk was just me listing my resume. I've been on television, radio. No, life is not that easy, and of course, I had to relearn that lesson as I got older and faced a new challenge, and I need you guys to participate here. When I finish the sentence, I need you guys to gasp, all right? Gasp, okay? I had to relearn that lesson when I realized I was gay. It felt like that, man. It felt like that inside. I had no positive association with being gay. I didn't know what a lesbian was. To me, a lesbian was like a weirdo, a crazy person, someone that had 25 cats. That last one is real, though. That's a real. Mine are in a box backstage. It was so difficult. It was difficult to come out to my parents. You know, my father's Muslim. Now he expects me to get like 10 wives. It's too many wives. But the hardest part was actually coming out on stage. Because when I started comedy, the vibe within the industry and the community was Ellen DeGeneres came out on her sitcom, and her sitcom was canceled. I remember having a coffee with one of the most successful comics in the country, and their advice to me was stay in the closet. So I did for years, and it felt like a lie, and the opportunities stopped trickling in. I mean, when you don't come out, when you're not honest about something like that, it's because you're worried about being judged. And I had to learn eventually, spoiler alert, everybody gets judged. Right? You're judging me, I'm judging her, she's judging me for judging her. Everyone gets judged. Straight people get judged all the time. I saw a couple kissing on the sidewalk the other day. The guy wasn't as good looking as the girl, so what? These chicks beside me, judging. They're like, "Oh my God, ew. What is that girl doing with that guy?" I wanted to walk up to them and be like, "You know what, that is so ignorant. You have no idea how much money that guy makes." So eventually I said, enough is enough. I couldn't do it anymore. I wasn't writing, it wasn't flowing, I was clogging myself up. And so I decided, I was on a college tour in the States, and I decided I was gonna come out. Every single show, I would make some joke about being gay. And in the beginning, it was pretty brutal. You know, they would look at me like I was a Sudoku puzzle. People would walk out. But what I realized eventually was that the more confident and proud I was about this thing that made me different, the more game the audience was to come along with it. And eventually, on that same tour, I was killing using gay material, which is a dangerous quote if there's any conservative reviewers here. In the paper tomorrow, it's like, Muslim comedian kills using mysterious gay material. But the success bled into my personal life as well. Around that same time, as I was being honest, in my personal life, I met my wife. She became my wife. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Some of you are clapping, some of you are devastated. We fell in love in a hopeless place. My wife's family is Republican. They are from the South, go to church every Sunday. I was the first lesbian girlfriend she introduced to them. I guess the others were straight. Could you imagine how terrifying that must have been for them? Like, what they expected to show up at their house in Virginia that day, the first lesbian, must have been like, I've stolen your daughter's heart, and I built a deck out front. It's called a lesbian courtesy deck. These are your grandchildren, 25 cats. But the amazing thing is, they've grown to love me. Like, I know my father-in-law loves me because he took me hunting and he didn't shoot me. So the next step was that I wanted to come out to my extended Muslim family. But my dad was always like, shh, keep it a secret. Secrets are cool, man. And I was like, Dad, I'm married now. What's your 5-year plan with this secret? I keep on showing up to family things with like, my white best friend. She loves Ramadan. Pretty soon we've got like a little kid best friend. Oh, found him in a well. So I finally got my father's permission to come out to them. I decided to do it in an email, and it landed in 28 inboxes and got 0 replies. They broke up with me. Some comics go for laughter. I go for that special silence where you can hear all the equipment in the room. 7 machines. It was very difficult. It's hard. I mean, I understand homophobia, right? It's the same thing as racism. It's ignorance. If you don't know a certain kind of person, that's scary to you. No one likes being scared, so you avoid them. Like sometimes when I'm walking around the Upper West Side in New York and I see like really, really rich people, I feel the same way homophobes feel. They've got purses that cost more than my parents' house. I'm just staring at them too long, like, how did you get that way? I know you think your lifestyle's correct, but it's disgusting. And I'm not saying that owning the things that make you different doesn't come without cost, but what I am saying that in the long run, the gains are far greater. Coming out can be like cliff jumping. You know, you look over the edge of the cliff, and you just hope the water's deep enough. And what I've learned is, in the relationships that matter, eventually the water's there. And today, a year later, I'm proud to say that I have a relationship with a lot of the family members that initially rejected me. And so this is my Oprah moment. Imagine a helicopter comes down, I get in it. Now, this is my low-budget Oprah moment. Is just to urge you to be proud of the things that make you different, to live with an open mind, and other people's minds will follow. We're all different, and we're all the same. People don't want to hate, they want to love. I'm going to end with this one quick story. It takes place about 2 weeks after September 11th, 2001. My father had picked me up from school, so it was already a traumatic day, and drove me home, and there was a sign on our front lawn. And when we got out of the car, the sign said, "The terrorists have arrived." And I remember feeling terrible and looking at my dad and saying, "What are we going to do?" And he said, "We're going to have to move." And I didn't get it. I was like, "Dad, isn't that letting the wrong people win?" But he cut me off, and he said, "Listen, I'm not a stupid man, okay? The terrorists have arrived!"